Hey there, Leo. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Also, I have made a Patreon account, and anyone who wants to subscribe to my monthly Patreon, it's a monthly charge fee, then it's $1 or $5 or $10, whatever you choose. But I'm going to go ahead and put your name to enter to win this free tarot deck, the Tarot Illuminati. And I really like this deck because it's very similar to the original Rider-Waite deck. So it's not that difficult to decipher. Unlike some of these cards, when you look at it, it doesn't really resemble the original cards very much at all. So it's kind of difficult to, you can't even just count the wands or, kind of look at some of the symbolism and tell that, oh, that's associated with Taurus, or, oh, that card's associated with whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Leo, your first card is the High Priestess reversed, which is Rowena. And as you know, this is a very powerful witch, if you don't know. I know what you're thinking. You just saw me, take my lipstick off, but it's a filter. I think I got real lipstick on, too. I just like the filter because I have some acne that's really, really bad this week. I've been stressing out, y'all. It's too hot, too rainy, and I'm living in a swampland. So, stressed. The High Priestess is your first card. Now, this is the cage. This represents the cage that's holding you back. This represents the seal, the Hierophant. Okay, these two cards I've been getting a lot together. Okay, so this one definitely represents Taurus. And the High Priestess, I want to say that represents Taurus too. What zodiac sign does the High Priestess tarot card represent? Oh, okay, the High Priestess is associated with Virgo, which is awesome because I'm a Virgo. And not only that, but the Magician card, which also is that's also associated with Virgo. So it says, the sign associated with efficient, precise, analytical, critical, introverted perfectionists. So I don't really consider myself an introvert at all. I definitely feel myself more of an extrovert, but I am a lot more homely. It doesn't really bother me to be alone for a long time by myself. It doesn't, get to me like it does. Some people can't really be alone. My mother never liked to be alone. She did not like living alone. Solitude kind of suits me, though. Not sure. I don't know. I just, if I don't get my alone time, I get a little snappy. I'm just going to bite your head off if you don't give me some alone time. So sometimes I'll just go out in the yard and do some weed whacking or whatever. Ooh, challenges. Alright, so the last card, which is the card that's going to help you break that seal, break that rusty cage and run, is the Five of Cups. Alright, so let's check out the High Priestess. The High Priestess. Oh, there's the Hierophant. Okay, so check this out. The second card in the deck is the High Priestess. And that's your first card. And then 3 pages over is the Hierophant. So these are these are lessons that you usually would learn early in life. So if you're an older person and this does resonate with you, then you're not learning from your lessons. So therefore, you might be in denial. Okay, so let's read the cards and see if that's the case. But typically, like, your first card is the Fool in the deck, right? So your very first card is the Fool, which is 0, right? And then this is like when you're young and you don't know anything, you haven't learned any lessons yet. Then the Magician, right? So the farther in you go is a lesson that you learn. Each time that something happens to you, you learn another lesson. So for the High Priestess, that is the second, or it's actually the third card, but it's number 2. And it says, the High Priestess, like Rowena, is a very powerful magical figure who is known to have a lot going on beneath the surface. The High Rowena is a master of I just can't say it. A master manipulator and ruthless in the pursuit of what she wants. Beware of getting caught up in someone else's scheme. Are you sure that you're seeing things as they really are? Now is not the time to ignore your gut feelings. If something doesn't feel quite right to you, then it probably isn't. So definitely watch out what you wish for. And the Hierophant is the next card reversed. That's definitely representing Taurus. This is representing Virgo. So if some Virgo's trying to talk you into doing their dirty work, just tell them no. The Hierophant. The Hierophant, Hierophant, Hierophant. Okay. And it's reversed. So it says, when the Hierophant comes forward reversed, it symbolizes the need to shake up traditions and question the rules. Ask yourself if conformity is serving you well or holding you back. Don't be afraid to blaze your own trail and create a path that works better for you. Alright, that's a pretty good card. I love that advice. Also, that's how you're going to break free from that cage, alright? The cage that's holding you back. And then we've got the 5 of Cups reversed, which is... The 5 of Goblets reversed suggests that you're fighting an emotional, internal struggle. It could be that you're trying to ignore and conceal your emotions to your own detriment. This is so true. If you hold back letting those emotions out, sooner or later, it's going to blow up on someone who definitely doesn't deserve it, okay? So let those emotions flow, turn on some sad music. If it's anger that you're holding back, go out, work in the yard, get you a punching bag, something. But you've got to let those emotions flow. You cannot keep them bottled up. If you need to, it says you need to allow yourself to process your feelings before you can move on from them. All right, this is so true, and it's the best advice I've ever given anyone, including myself. So let's pull one of these Hermetic cards, because these are just so true and so good, and I feel like they're based on the very principles that we all... Maybe they should teach us this in school instead of, like, math. Science. Okay, this is math and science all together. Alright, so this particular card has to do... Oh, the Ankh. Okay, so this is an ancient Egyptian Ankh is something that they use to wield life, okay, energy. All right, so energy flows through metal, and the key of life, or the cross of life from the dynastic period, represents the key of life, or your soul. Life itself this represents life itself, okay? And it says the electrum, a gold or silver alloy. Electrum is a gold or silver alloy. All right, so I really need to do some more research on what exactly this Ankh means. But basically, the ancients believed that they could pull power from the gods with this Ankh. And not only that, but I'm pretty sure that this is how they learned how to wield energy. Like, if you really, really look and you try to decipher the ancient Egyptian texts and the ancient Egyptian pictographs, they had energy. They had electricity. And it's not like we have today. It's almost like they knew how to wield the power of Tesla. I'm not talking about Elon Musk. I'm talking about the real original Tesla. He knew how to harness power, energy from the earth. And it would make his hair stand straight up. And although he went totally crazy, okay? So we have to be so careful when we're messing with this type of energy. You have to be careful. But I feel like there's a lot of lost knowledge, and this represents lost knowledge. And the worst part about looking into lost knowledge is that it goes against everything that you've ever been taught. Okay, and people don't really want to have anything to do with things that make them feel like a hypocrite. But knowledge is power, and we can't overcome until we know. All right, so let's take a Grim card and see if we can't come up with some kind of moral to this story, because you've got some really shady looking characters here. Okay, you've got Rowena, and she is trying to get you to do something that you shouldn't do. And it's somebody that's an earth sign or a Virgo. This is, this is basically saying that you got to break free, and this is how you're going to do it. And so let's take a quick look and see if there's a card here that can give us a little bit more decisive information about the moral of this story. Pinocchio. A lie is always a lie, no matter the size. Trust is broken. Okay, so sometimes, I was just talking about this earlier, sometimes it's okay to lie if you're protecting someone, or if you're trying to help someone. But if you know that a lie is going to detriment your relationship, then you should try to find a way to at least sugarcoat it and be truthful, because it's only going to come back and haunt you if someone catches you in a lie. Sometimes omission it's not really a good option, but, sugarcoating it would be better than not telling it at all. When you lie to someone, they never trust you the same. No matter, and it leaves the scales like this. So as soon as you lie to someone, you lie to them again, you lie to them again, they feel like they can just keep on lying to you until the scale comes back too, right? And my mama was a Libra. She was always telling me about these scales. And that's what's the sign of the Libra is all about, the scales of life. Anything you do tilts the scale, tilts it some more, and then sooner or later, the scale's going to break. It's going to be too heavy. And you're not going to be able to fix it. Not too easily. It's going to take a lot of time to fix that scale once it's broken. Okay, so I think that's a pretty solid read. If you have been lied to, then, maybe this is the time is the only healer. It's the only thing that will, and I'm a very forgiving person. I've forgiven a lot of people that probably didn't deserve it, but that's just something we do for those that we love. And, fool me once, right? All right, y'all, have a good one. Come back and see me. Go to my Patreon account, like, share, subscribe, or click the share button. And that will help my algorithm. Thank you so much, y'all. Come back and see me.